the next show we're talking about, The Acolyte, have finales this week. Look at that segue.
I can tell you something right now. I think we're gonna differ here.
Fucking segue.
I want you to tell me how you felt because I don't want to take away from how you feel for this episode.
Take away from how you felt.
Because I feel like again, you and I are gonna be on opposite sides. Maybe.
My life.
Talk about it.
What?
I am not mad or excited or anything. I just don't care.
My thoughts on this episode is my brother said something like, I'm definitely interested in eating what they're serving, but I kind of want more of it. He said he was gonna wait and binge The Acolyte at the end of the season because he's heard stuff, but he hasn't watched it or I don't know if he's been watching it and then he's gonna binge it again. And I think that's a good idea. But here's the thing. I think this could have and should have been. I don't understand why Disney Plus doesn't take the initiative to make Star Wars and Marvel movies for Disney Plus.
Yes, because this could have very easily been a movie.
It should have been a movie.
It should have been a movie. Obi-Wan should have been a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what
smaller
a great
budget, yeah.
What a great this would have if a small budget, totally. Take out all the grandeur and all the shit, all the window dressing from this show, and put it like in an hour 45, hour 50, something like that, and make it like really gritty and about the characters and whatever. Take the CGI.
Yeah.
What a great fucking And you do the same exact thing. Maybe not so much focusing on the witches, but you have to have those two perspectives, right? And then at the end of it, like, hey, by the way, guess who's the bad guy? Saul.
Why?
Come on, man.
Why?
That's really what
that sounded exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Again.
Why?
You know what else I need to do? I need to get the drop.
Give me.
I need to get the Liam Neeson drop from Darkman.
Which one?
There's a drop where he says "why" like 4 times in a row. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna pause and get that right now.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I don't have time because I'd have to edit the clip, and it's just too much time. But anyway,
why?
Oh, here's what we're gonna do.
Why?
There you go. But imagine that as Liam Neeson.
The production values on the show.
That is how much. By the way,
awesome.
that is how much I'd rather. That's how little I care about this episode. I'd rather play with the soundboard.
Wow.
No, dude, it's not that.
The Acolyte. Yes. I thought you were talking about our show, and I'm like,
no.
You dick.
The Acolyte. Here's the thing. I was mentioning this to Ashley because I remember
you
watching.
Didn't like it?
I watched
Go
it.
ahead.
I watched it last night. On Saturday, we were recording on a Sunday, and Sunday, and I was just like, I hadn't really seen anything about the episode. I kind of heard some rumblings about it or some things about it, but I was like, with Star Wars, I never trust anything because there's so many fucking bad faith losers.
So let me get this straight.
So
the show comes out on Tuesday, and you wait until Saturday to watch it. Well, no wonder you're getting it spoiled.
Well, I don't. That's not the point. I'm just saying.
Is it?
No, I'm just saying in general with Star Wars, I just watch it myself because there's so many bad faith people that just fucking hate Disney Star Wars. And I'm like, hey, there are valid criticisms against Disney Star Wars. Disney Star Wars. I myself have made criticisms toward that. And here's my biggest criticism towards the show. I just don't care, man. I don't care. Like,
wow.
I've gotten to a point where I'm not offended by it. I'm not excited about the next episode. I'm just like, I am so sick. You talk about Disney Plus movie idea. This is what it feels like with these fucking Marvel shows where they do this thing where Moon Knight, where I think is the only one that actually worked because of what the story was going with. But so many of these shows have to be like, second to last episode, let's stop everything and do an origin story or do a flashback, or let's go and do a flashback to a flashback that you've already seen, but it's from a different perspective. By the way, we have a finale next week. Get fucked. I am so sick of that
It's
shit.
going to be full of CGI and a big battle with somebody.
And I'm sorry, I could not care less about this witch planet and this whole backstory or wherever they're, I don't know, wherever they're at.
My idea, where he's got her, Chimere, he's got her on Brendock. And where is Saul taking May?
Brendock. Anyway, look, there are moments.
Look.
There are joy.
Look. Excuse
But
me.
I'm just, we got.
Sorry.
I was going with it. I was like, here we go, and then we go back to this, and I was like, again.
We had to
I think
see
it was you.
what really
maybe,
happened.
Maybe you said it or somebody else said it, and I totally agree. This should have been focused on I can't think of the character's name. The stranger.
Chimere. I just said it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Chimere. Yeah. Sorry.
The stranger's fine.
Whatever. But
You're so keyed up.
it should have because it should have focused on him. It should have been about him. The fact that they made it about the twins and continue to try to make me care about this shit is ridiculous.
Hang on.
I don't care.
Wow.
Because what was the point? What was the point of that? Why did Saul kill her? Give me a good reason why he killed her. Give me one. To just say, like, hey, Jedi are bad. That's it.
No, he thought she was trying to attack them.
I know, but, like...
None of the adults in the situation
just so
were
bored by this, man. No, that's why I didn't want. That's why I wanted you to go first because I knew you were going to enjoy it more, and I preferred to hear your perspective. I don't want to be I don't want to be super negative.
They sealed their. They kind of sealed their own doom because they put the thing in his head that he wanted to go back to Coruscant. Right.
Yeah.
So as soon as he hears that there's a chance to get back to Coruscant later. Yeah. When Indara says we've been ordered back, that's when he freaks out and they have to run after Tobin.
Yeah. So
they kind of did it to themselves, but also the Jedi had no fucking business doing anything in the first place.
Okay.
And Indara should have fucking shut the whole goddamn thing down right away. So all four of them are guilty except for maybe Kelnaka because he's just chilling out. And by the way, how can you not love seeing a fucking Wookiee Jedi?
That is the only redeeming thing in this episode.
Did you see how fucking long his lightsaber was? It was like 8 feet long.
That was the only redeeming part
the only redeeming part of this episode?
Was seeing, being like, okay, I guess we did get to see the Jedi Wookiee. Because, also another thing, and I was watching it with my wife, where it was like, she's like, Wookiees are fucking scary. And I was like, yes, we finally get to see a scary Wookiee. And it's like, this is awesome. And it's also just like, and that whole scene was great. But, like, it's just, I don't know, man. I hate that it kept so much of this show, it doesn't make sense of, like, this constant need to stop its own momentum. And I don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe just because, and I'm sure this was their intention. This is how they wanted to tell this story. But I just would have preferred a straightforward and straight narrative and have this backstory. Either personally, I would not have followed the twins. I think the twins. What purpose does it serve other than to just say like, oh, I guess there's different Force users in the universe, but we already know that, and it's just I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm in a weird spot with this whole Star Wars stuff. It's just
what's the point of any story?
That's it. Yeah, that's what. That's
I want to put this out there. Is that my mom likes to watch like Murder, She Wrote, right? And I'm not gonna lie. I've sat down, and it's not super great television, but it kind of is. It's not my style, but it kind of is good TV for a different audience, right?
Yeah.
Now, do any of these shows, these stories during this no, but it's there to like help people like learn to be right. I don't know how it works, whatever. The point is that sometimes when I remember that we're doing reviews of shows, I realize I'm like, wait a second, like what? And I know that we call out people for different opinions. That's because your opinions potentially hurt others.
And half the time they don't even watch the shit they complain about.
Right. It's just, it's the opposite of virtue signaling. It's chud signal, whatever.
Chud signaling.
Hey, check out my butthole.
No, you know what? That's completely fair. And that's why I wanted you to
But I do like it. Yeah.
I wanted you to be, you to talk about it because you are clearly enjoying it more than I am, and that's totally fine. It's just it's not connecting with me.
I think you have a very valid point that and online criticism too. Why did we follow the twins? I get that. I do understand that aspect of it. I don't know if that's just to add a twist into it. Like, hey, we have twins, and then like at one point,
switcheroo and the whole like, wait a minute, it was always about her, yeah. Well, again,
what if the ultimate twist is that they've always been the other one all along?
They parent trapped us the whole time.
Like,
yeah. No.
Here's the other twist,
but
and I told you that I think Kymir has her on Brenda. I think everything is coming to a head on Brenda, and I don't believe that all the witches are dead.
And I want to be very clear too, and because I remember I shared that clip about
I think their mother is
Kevin Smith talking about how he doesn't want to shit on things anymore, like he doesn't want to talk about movies he doesn't like, and that's the thing. I don't want to come off too negative, and like I just feel like me personally, Star Wars has been something that I've been interested in, something that I've watched the movies and things like that, but I've never been someone that is like I've never watched any like animated stuff. I never
watched some.
I mean, yeah, I like The Mandalorian, but I don't know. There's just some like I've just accepted the fact that like it's a big wide net, it's a big franchise, it's a big IP, and not everything is going to connect with me, and that's fine.
That's fair.
And you know what? If you like it, that's okay.
I generally do.
And so like I don't want to, and like I'm glad you brought that up because then if I'm like, well, what's the point? You're like, well, what's the point of any story? It's true.
Well,
but
it's designed to tell a fable, or it's designed to make you think about an aspect of life that you may not be thinking about. Every story is there to get you off of your safe spot eventually, or in some way.
And
in a big way, in a small way, whatever. But it's designed to get you to think about something else, either by a diversion from your real life or a way to connect with your real life in a way that you've never imagined or thought about before. Because, hey, I don't write music like a lot of the people in my Twitter, indie music community. I don't know how to write like that, right? And that's why I love their music, is because they come to it from a completely different mindset. You and I can, like, you and I can have a lot of, when we do like the, we're singing and stuff and we go exactly the right, we're very, very similar, right?
Yeah.
But the fact remains is that you and I are different people.
And you might, like right here, you enjoy this show more than I do, and that's okay.
Right. And that's why I think, like, if you don't like it, that's okay. But why don't you like it? And I think you have a very valid. It doesn't connect with you.
Yeah.
Anything other than that is of course we want to hear why.
I feel like at some point there is a time where you can just say and I feel like too many times in life we neglect things simply like, if you don't want to do something, all you should ever have to say is, I don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. And then if somebody asks why, it's just...
Maybe the finale will blow your fucking lid off.
Not every time.
You never know.
Not every time. But most of the time...
Every time.
Most of the time, if you're just honest and you just say, I don't want to do that, people move on and when it's whatever. Obviously it depends on context and whatnot. But at the end of the day, at some point for me, I have to look at it and be like, I don't want to keep being a negative person. It's just, okay, clearly this isn't something that I'm enjoying. And if somebody else does, okay. Because at the end of the day, there are some movies that I love that are heaping piles of shit by most people's metrics, and that's okay.
Of course. Have you ever seen Ice Pirates?
I fucking love that movie, dude.
Yeah, but it's a pile of shit.
It's a terrible movie, but I love it.
Battle Behind the Stars? That awful Star Wars ripoff? Oh.
On this podcast,
classic.
I have defended Nacho fucking Libre, okay? I love that movie. Everybody hates that movie. I love it. So anyway... for me, I feel like this very much feels like it could have been a movie. And I said, which is ironic because at the beginning of this series, we were like, this does feel like a TV show. And as the show has progressed, I feel like what you could have done, had that cold open, don't change it, leave it. But then cut to the twins as kids, do all the witch shit, get that out of the way. If you know, you could, and then have everything else. Then I don't know. It's just like I don't even know if I care or want the Saul flashback because it's,
Can I ask you a question?
what perspective did I get on it?
Can I ask you a question?
What perspective? Because
would any sort of fan service in the finale do you like what if Yoda came in
Tyler?
and killed the stranger?
Tyler, I had a moment when I'm watching this
And
episode.
said, "Speak not of this ever again."
And this is the
Huh?
first. This is the first.
What if he came in? What do you? Honestly,
this is the first time.
Give me your
Let
honest.
me tell you something.
Answer
No,
my question.
absolutely not.
Really?
Because Tyler, while watching this episode, I was thinking, "Damn, I committed to this, didn't I?" Because I'm like, I got to sit through this shit, and then I got to sit through another one.
That's awesome, dude.
Honestly, this is more fun when we don't agree on something.
So what would
I want to make it very clear. Get fucked this show.
Hey, Acolyte,
And if you like
get
it,
fucked.
I take back everything I said. If you like it, you're
fucked.
stupid.
You're stupid and dumb.
No, absolutely not.
Hey,
By the way, it's not a terrible show. It's just I feel like
it's just I fucking hate it.
I don't too many.
It's not a terrible show. It's just that I fucking hate
I just
it.
wish we would have had that little bit of like, okay, maybe
I just wish it didn't exist.
maybe not whole entire episodes dedicated to the flashbacks is all I'm saying.
Can we get some shorts?
Make them 10-minute fucking flashbacks. Get to the goddamn point. Oh, but witches with the force powers. Okay. Hey, we're Jedi. Let's talk to them kids and do a Rorschach test with their fucking mind powers.
And this shitty Apple or this iPad on a stick.
That was a fun scene though when May was clearly like, "Fuck off." It's like the image didn't even generate yet. And Saul's relationship is weird with them, to be honest. Like he feels compelled. Like I don't know why he's so compelled to make Osha his Padawan. I don't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be negative. I hate being negative. I really do. I just, and especially because you like it. I don't want to make you feel like you know.
It makes me want to quit. Because you made me
You
feel
know what,
like
God?
shit.
We're gonna have completely simpatico, fucking beliefs. Okay.
Listen.
You have to like every movie I like.
No.
Oh.
I think definitely it could have been a movie. I think what is the reasoning behind you got to give us like we can understand why was it Tobin or Torben? Who cares? Fucking dude.
Tobin. It's Tobin.
Shit, dude. Seriously. Hey, it's another white guy Jedi.
Hey,
Big fucking deal.
Again, I will say this. I will say this consistently throughout every episode. The fight scenes, the choreography has been great. I've enjoyed all of the fight scenes.
Well, thank you. I tried very hard.
You're welcome,
Now-
Tyler. You're such a good. What the fuck are you
What
doing?
the fuck you doing, you fucking... I didn't know you wire danced.
What point do you have now? Because it ain't gonna top that. I didn't know you wire danced.
I didn't know. So we
I wire danced on this little thing called laugh.
We understand Torben or Tobin's
Tobin.
compulsion because he was he was already complaining about wanting to go back to Coruscant. One of the witches captivated on that and then gave him this power of suggestion so
Yeah.
that when he had a thought that we can do this, that's why he ran off. That's really what started all of this because Saul went after him and then he was like, I think they're in trouble. And then Saul fucked it up from there, right?
Yeah.
But
And she's like, I would have let them go. I would have let Osha go with you. She wanted to go, and I was like, so it makes it seem like he killed her for no reason. So I mean, yes, I understand where Saul. It's like I think his obsession with Osha is he can't live with his failure of killing her mom. But that's the only way I could see that where he's so like, I think she will be my Padawan. Like,
he thought that they were both there to be sacrificed for some power.
yeah, or
thing.
something. Yeah.
And he didn't want that to happen. It's like, I don't want to say it's none of your business because obviously it's children, but if they're children created by the Force,
But you also have no right to take
and it's
these
one being
kids.
split into two, actually.
Yeah.
Which what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
Why?
Thanks, Liam Neeson. I mean, Tyrone Magnus? Magnus? I can't remember his name.
Oh, I thought that was Shannon Sharp. It sounds like him.
All right.
Jerry! Off panel, off topic with Jake and Tyler.